Today's program is sponsored by The Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. And we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Yeah, mostly sex.
Really? Listen to us anytime, anyplace. Download the TuneIn app to your smartphone or tablet and make 920 The Voice your favorite.
You'll be glad you did. I just got back from vacation.
Yes, you did.
Naples, Florida. What a beautiful town.
Oh, from the pictures, it just seemed absolutely beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was like being
And
on
you had a nice
Rodeo
time,
Drive.
right?
I had a nice time.
Yeah, good.
And, a couple of weeks ago, we did a show about how a vacation can, be good for your health and good for your heart. And as you well know, I do not practice what I preach. So this is the first vacation I've taken in about 3 years. And you know what?
Oh, even longer than that.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't been away in forever. Yeah.
Well, that's coming to an end.
I'm next. I'm going away next.
I went on vacation, and I was glad I did. The place was beautiful. We stayed at the Inn on Fifth.
Yeah, it was really pretty. The pictures, like I said, the pictures were amazing. I'm sure they didn't do it justice, though.
The level of service was absolutely amazing. And I want to give a shout out to Nancy Hansen, our concierge. She was just absolutely magnificent.
Oh, I'm
Made
sure she's
our
thrilled.
stay so comfortable, so perfect. She really did. And, the hospitality industry has a million ways to get you for cash. And
oh, well, do share. Let's hear this.
Well, if you're planning a trip this summer, and everybody, just like everybody else, there's reasons why the hotels jack up the rates.
Tell me why.
Well, the more demand for the rooms means more opportunities to make customers pay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you don't have to pay top dollar for every visit. There's this guy's name is Jacob Tomsky. Now, he's a 10-year veteran of the hospitality industry, and he's the author of a book called Heads in Beds.
Heads in Beds.
Heads in Beds. I love it.
I love that.
It. So he's come up with a couple of smart inside strategies to help keep your credit card from taking a beating.
Oh, yeah. You certainly don't want anything to take a beating.
No. Now, the first thing that he talks about is calling outside for room service. Now, you should never have to pay $17 to wait for some cold hotel fries. Your hotel doesn't have a monopoly on delivery.
It's so interesting that you said that. I actually once ordered cereal from room service, and it was $17. It was cereal. It was cornflakes and strawberries. Yeah.
You know what was interesting here? We were on the club level. Mm-hmm. And after reading this book, I had all of these ideas on the things that I wasn't going to do. Being on the club level, we had a room that had breakfast every morning. Mm-hmm. There were cereals. There were non-gluten choices or gluten-free choices.
Oh, so you were able to eat breakfast.
I did, with no bloating. But they had eggs. They had fruit, just magnificent fruit, every morning. Coffee all day long. It was just wonderful.
Oh, good.
But that was free. So we didn't have to take advantage of this.
So you didn't have to spend $17 on anything?
On any soggy cereal or cold French fries.
That was good.
Now, what he says is if you're in a hotel that does not have this type of setup, you can go to a website like Grubhub, and you can find a list of local restaurants that are very, very eager to bring you better and cheaper food right to your hotel room.
Oh, so then they'll deliver it to you so that you don't have to worry about anything else. And it will be hot if you want hot.
It will be hot if it's
cold if you want cold.
Yes.
Because sometimes you want cold. You want chilled fruit. You don't want it to be hot.
No.
And you want the fries to be crispy and hot, but not
love them crispy
cold.
and hot. Yes. Now, the other thing is to travel with your own hotspot. And once again, the Inn on Fifth. I don't know why I'm plugging them so many times. We had
me either, but okay.
we had our free internet. Now, most hotels do not. Now, if your room has an Ethernet jack, plug in a compact.
What kind of jack? Say that
Ethernet.
one. Say that one more time.
Ethernet.
It just sounds so cute the way you said it.
It's a compact wireless router, an Apple Airport Express. It's about $99. And you bring that, you plug it in, and you've got your own free Wi-Fi.
So you're all set.
Yeah. Now, also...
That's if you're going to work on vacation, though.
Well, no. Can you get along without your phone?
I don't need internet for my phone.
You don't?
No. I'm not
Oh.
going to plug them, but the people that I have, I don't need internet with my phone.
Oh, dear.
I don't need to plug them, though.
Well, you do have the very best.
I do.
Only the best for the best.
Ah.
Now, this is very, very, very cool. You're going into the hotel. Mention that it's your anniversary. If your wife or girlfriend is with you, excitingly tell that clerk that it's your anniversary.
You are unbelievable.
But
There are no words sometimes to describe you, Anthony Vincent.
Well, you've got a good shot at an upgrade.
I'm sure you do.
I know what
You'll be
you're
glad you did.
I know
Mention
what you're
it.
thinking. I know what you're thinking. It's
Do you?
Not, yeah, it's not really your anniversary, you say. Well, maybe that's just between you and the missus.
It's all good. I'm not going to tell. But now the Inn on Fifth, they're going to know.
They will know. Thank you very much, Nancy Hansen, for making our stay an absolute fabulous time.
Oh, wow.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got flat hair? Want to blow it up? Squeeze and tease. You're volumized. Now it's supersized. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back with some natural energy boosting tips.
Well, I usually rely on caffeine to perk up my personality.
I like to rely on caffeine also, but don't. We shouldn't only rely on caffeine to make us feel perkier. We should enjoy nature's way, which is light. That's what they're saying. Wake up and don't hit the snooze button.
I hit that snooze button about 3 or 4 times.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is yoga. Yoga, they say, is just wonderfully boosting.
The Greek yoga or the...
Yoga, baby.
the stretching and the breathing yoga.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And here's one of the best ones. It's so trendy right now, the coconut oil.
You know, it's funny. I have, it's virgin coconut oil. I get it at the health food store.
It's so good for you.
It really is. And it's so tasty. I like to snack, but I like healthy snacks. And what I'll do is I'll get, a cracker and I'll put a little peanut butter and I'll scoop up some of this coconut oil. You know, the coconut oil is...
I know.
It's solid at room temperature.
I
by the
know.
way.
It freaks me out,
Yeah.
actually.
And I smear it on my
It's
peanut
like
butter.
a smear.
Yes, and you can put this, and I do it in your coffee. I will put a
You
teaspoon in my
can
coffee.
See, that would freak me out just because it looks like, I don't even want to talk about what it looks like on
No,
the
it's
air.
tasty. It tastes
I know
like
it's
that
good. I
Hawaiian
know.
coffee.
I understand it's good. But with coconut oil, not to get off the subject of energy, but coconut oil is good for your skin. It's good for your hair. It's good inside you. It's good outside you. It's good all over you. It's so fabulous. It's so good for you.
You just reminded me. You did say it's good for your hair. Coconut oil is nature's natural cleanser,
I know.
and it promotes hair growth. I know that a lot of Italians and Latins will get the coconut oil and they'll rub it into their scalp. And this natural coconut oil...
And that's only for Italians and Latins. It's not for anybody else?
No, just Italians and Latins. That's it. No one else can do
Okay,
it.
we Jews can do this too. Okay, if you're out there, I just want to let everybody know that.
Well, Jews and Italians are the same.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, just ask any Jewish girl. She'll tell you.
I'm Jewish. I didn't know that.
You know everything.
Yeah, that was not one thing that I knew.
But the natural...
But I've learned.
Yeah, of course you have. The natural coconut oil is a natural cleanser. And what it does, it dissolves the sebum in your scalp
Wow.
and promoting healthy hair growth.
Well, now, everybody, listen to this. Isn't this amazing? We have Mr. Anthony Vincent telling us all about coconut oil.
And I thought you were supposed to tell us, but this is just something that I know.
And I'm so happy you do.
You can also use it on your skin.
I know.
Did you just say that
I
a few
did.
minutes ago?
Yes.
It does the same thing for your pores. If you have
I know.
clogged pores
I know.
on your face,
I know.
a natural
It's fabulous.
moisturizer.
It's fabulous. And it's great for any part of your skin. That's what I was saying. It's good for the inside and the outside. Yeah. Back to natural energy boosting tips, though. Let's fight the fog with protein. High protein packed breakfast.
Well, what would that be?
Oh, a nice egg, maybe some turkey sausage, a little bit of cheese if you have to have some. But almonds are high in protein. Greek yogurt. We're in the yogurt now, the Greek, not the yoga, but the yogurt.
And we're not talking about the Jedi Knight either. Yeah. What was his name?
No. Yeah. Oh gosh. What's his name? Oh my God. From
Yoda.
Yoda. Yeah. That's
Wait,
terrible.
Spaceballs.
Oh my God. Yogurt. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
yogurt.
Yeah. Well, that was with Spaceballs. Yeah. That's very
I
funny.
love Mel Brooks. We're
Yeah,
getting off the
I know.
subject
I'm
over here.
a Mel Brooks fan too. But you know that.
I always eat late. I don't know why.
Oh, you should never eat late the night before. You have a food hangover.
Every morning I wake up.
If you're starving, try a light bite at night. That can go a little bit, it depends
Do
on.
I have to find a vampire for that?
Well, we're not going to talk about vampires right now.
Okay.
Okay. And also, people, I say this all the time, don't skimp on the hydration. H2O all the way.
Well, it really does. It keeps you fresh and energized.
Yes, it does. And try and get enough sleep each night. Take care of you. You're the only you've got. And I'm saying this about you, too, because you're kind of looking at me like, huh? Yeah.
What about cinnamon? I love cinnamon, and I sprinkle it on everything.
Oh, it tastes fabulous, and it's so good for you. Do you know cinnamon regulates your blood sugar?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's great for diabetics and hypoglycemics. Yeah.
There's something else about cinnamon, too. I remember
What?
talking about that in one of our previous shows.
It's excellent for your cholesterol. It reduces cholesterol levels.
Yes, it reduces the LDL.
Yeah.
That's the bad cholesterol.
That's the harmful one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps with yeast infections.
I've never had one of those.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky. And it helps with arthritis and arthritic pain.
That's what it was. It was arthritis.
Yeah, yeah.
And the natural cinnamon makes an excellent dessert. I have
so delicious.
I have put it on some some thin bread with a little of cottage cheese.
There he goes again with his breads.
Yes, I love the bread, and I sprinkle a little bit of the cinnamon on top of the bread. I put it in the oven, toast it just a little bit, and
Okay, listen to this, ladies. It's been proven effective for menstrual pain.
Again, I've never taken it for that.
Oh, you're lucky. Even just a whiff boosts your brain, too. It's just fabulous for you. I love it. And it's just so great with everything.
It's not just for health. It is versatile. It works with sweet and savory dishes.
Yes.
It's not just for
apples anymore.
And on that note, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
If you're joining us just now, we are Trend Radio, 920 on the dial.
That's correct. Everybody, listen, tune in. So, Anthony, tell me, what is trending right now?
Green funerals.
Really?
Yes.
What is a green funeral?
Well, there are 4 eco-friendly options for those who think outside of the box.
I think outside of the box.
I know you do.
Yeah, so I'm curious. Tell me all about the green funeral.
Well, I'm going to first tell you that the traditional American burial process consumes a lot of energy, chemicals, and money.
Oh, I know. I know. It's terrible.
Yeah, it costs about $10,000 to.
I know. It's so
to bury
unfortunate.
somebody today.
I know how much that is. It's awful.
Yeah, there are 4 options that are trending now, and this is really interesting because I'm sure that most people have never heard about this.
Well, I'm curious, so please share.
Okay, you can compost.
Compost?
Compost.
A compost funeral.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, there are green burial grounds, and the bodies decompose without preservative chemicals or concrete vaults.
You know, I have to tell you something that's interesting. We don't actually use chemicals when we die when you're Jewish. That's interesting that it's this is very morbid.
No, well, this is what's trending, and you really need to know about this.
Well,
and
are you planning
this
on
is not
killing
for
me?
everybody. Never, never. Who would I have hosting with me?
That's true.
There's only one Elise.
Ah, thank you. All right, what's the next one? Tell me about the next funeral.
Well, the composting is kind of Jewish. Now, this next one is kind of Italian.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, swim with the fishes.
Oh, wow.
Artificial.
What does that mean?
Well, artificial reefs are cast from concrete and put into the ocean. Then you are placed under the water to attract
Oh my
sea
God.
life.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's awful.
And this is just another
And
way
your
to do
body
it.
is just eaten?
Well, yes.
Oh my God. Move on. Move on.
Wait a minute.
I can't.
In lieu of a
That's like Jaws.
of a headstone, there are underwater plaques and
Oh, my
GPS
God.
coordinates. So if you're in your boat and you want to visit your loved one,
I'm actually getting nauseous. All right. That's awful. The body gets dropped into the ocean and fish attack
no,
it?
it's placed in these artificial,
And fish attack it.
artificial reefs.
Really, Anthony? And fish attack it? Really? All right, go.
Alrighty. So you want to do something a little more.
You still working with the fish?
I'm done with the fish, and I'm
All right.
going smoke free.
All right, smoke free. Hey,
Smoke-free.
I went smoke free. I don't smoke anymore.
Cremation.
Ah.
Cremation, that's less intensive than a burial, but it still uses a lot of fossil fuels, and it releases pollution. A greener way to go is a biocremation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now that is where the body is completely broken down by heated water and potassium hydroxide.
Now that's interesting. I always, I told my kids and my husband, if anything happens to me, and I know this is such a morbid subject, definitely want to be cremated. But that's just an interesting thing, an interesting way to go.
Yeah. I have all of my pets that I've had over the years have been cremated, and
Me too.
Yeah, and they're sitting on my mantle.
Oh, yeah, me too. Okay. All right. What's the next one?
Well, there's a new environmentally friendly method, and it is freeze-dried. It's a freeze-dried alternative to the standard cremation. The the body's immersed in super cold liquid nitrogen,
Wow.
and then it's shattered, and yes,
Oh, this just sounds brutal.
and then it's dehydrated into a fine dust,
Oh my God, that's
so you
just
can
brutal.
still be in the urn.
Oh wow. Well,
These are just
hey.
ways. These are just ways to go.
Okay then. Well, now everybody knows if you're dying. This is, I hate to say it like that, but these are 4 green funerals.
This is what's trending today.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Anthony Vincent, for that information on trends. What else you got for me?
Well,
Is it morbid?
No. This is
Tell me.
this is pretty neat. More for guys,
All
but
right.
I think everyone should think about this.
All right.
Say thanks like a girl.
I always say thank you.
Girls are better than guys at showing their gratitude.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I always, you know that. I'm always very gracious. You say thank you all the time though too.
I do, but I think that's because that's just who I am.
Aw, because you're
Yes.
like a girl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. I was just kind of, saying it. Tell me, how say it. you're
Women
saying it.
regularly thank their friends, and you should try to. Shared values, but keep it brief, like this. Hey, I'm glad we carved out time for that camping trip. Thank you for coming.
Don't ever take me camping. I don't camp. I don't like bugs.
Well, women also thank their bosses at least once a month. People who praise and thank their colleagues, especially in stressful times, are much more likely to be promoted.
Oh, well, you
Mhm.
see that. So there's like, an interesting little thing there.
And guys and girls, they say that their partner isn't appreciative enough. So expressing
Maybe
gratitude.
she's not ugly enough. Remember that? We had that conversation.
Yes,
You said the ugly ones are more
I didn't
appreciative.
say ugly. I said the homely.
Homely,
They're
ugly.
much more appreciative. But whether you're homely or beautiful, it doesn't matter.
As long as you say thank
we
you.
all are beautiful on the inside, and expressing gratitude.
Not everybody's
twice a
beautiful on
week,
the inside.
Always these words always will beat the bouquet.
Ah, perfect.
Get into the loop with us. We are Trend Radio, your gateway to what's happening in beauty, fashion, music, health, and wellness. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. Tune in to Trend Radio every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You'll be glad you did.
And now,
Stephen Molinelli and Kevin Ryan.
the purveyors of wealth management. And you can talk to them in person at Insight Financial Services, LLC.com.
Call them at 609-730-4940. Located South Main Street, Pennington.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, guys.
Anthony
How
and
are
Elise.
you?
Hey, Anthony.
Good. How are
Elise.
you?
Fabulous, fabulous. Last week we were talking about stocks and dividends. Let's continue
Yes,
on.
we were.
Yeah, there's so much information.
Well, we said, I think we ended the show by saying dividends is real money. And it's very important for people to realize the concept of total return, which is when they buy a stock, you're holding it for a long period of time and you're looking at what you're going to be doing over a longer period of time. By purchasing stocks that have dividends, you're getting paid while you're waiting. And that's always a good thing. Kevin, why don't you touch on the fact that stocks, there are different sectors of the market, and it's important to have a mix.
All right. So when Anthony had asked that question about stocks that pay dividends or stocks that don't pay dividends, so that is actually when we put together a portfolio, we talk about different asset classes. And so one of the asset classes would be large cap growth, which would be, like Steve mentioned, still considered a growth stock would be Microsoft. Some of these, like Facebook, some of these companies that are just really, really into the growth side. So the next side is we were talking about GE. They're more toward a value type allocation, which means that value is that they're paying a dividend, and so you're getting paid to wait while that grows. So you want to have an allocation to those two sectors. Then we have we have mid cap, so that's the little smaller companies. Then the small caps, and these are these are smaller companies that have a tendency to have smaller, maybe under $50 million in capitalization. And you want to have a piece there. They're going to be a little more volatile, but you still want to be able to take advantage of those growth opportunities. When a small company, that sector takes off, you want to be able to have a piece of it, but you don't want it to be a big part of your portfolio. So, and then the other side of it is then you also want to have, we're in a global economy, and you want to have a piece of international stocks as well. So, some of the large names that we know are global stocks that are not U.S. based, like a Sony or Panasonic or Toyota, some of these large corporations that are not U.S. based. So you want to have an allocation there. It not only helps diversify from a economy standpoint, but also for currency, because they are not U.S. Currency based, not dollar based. And then the other area, again, while we're still, these are all owning companies, being, through stocks or equities. And then the last would be emerging markets. So even though China is is now the second biggest economy in the world, we still consider it an emerging market country. Taiwan, Brazil, Thailand, some of these.
Russia?
Russia, yeah. So these are emerging market. Again, like small capitalized U.S. companies, they have they're going to be more volatile. You're going to see them moving up and down more so than you're going to from a large cap company. But you want to have exposure there. So that's how we construct these portfolios with all those things in mind. There are other aspects as well. Right now, we're just really focusing on stocks, or the other word for it is, which we use as equities. But but for our purposes right now, we're focusing on that aspect. Steve, anything?
Yeah. One of the things that investors need to realize is that markets don't move in tandem with each other, and that's not only. A lot of people say, well, when stocks are going down, bonds are going up, and vice versa. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on, just as Kevin said, stocks or the equity markets. Right now, emerging markets have been having a tough time. They've been struggling a little bit, and they've been struggling for the last several years. However, one might think that this is a good time to invest in emerging markets because while they are struggling, you could be buying companies in this sector at relatively cheap prices. Nobody can predict the future. However, the fundamentals appear to favor, not to favor, but fundamentals appear to view emerging markets as maybe being something that's going to look pretty good 3 years down the road. Sectors don't necessarily perform in tandem with each other, like I said, but there are a lot of subsectors of the market. And that can get a little bit confusing for the average investor because there are 10 basic sectors. We're talking about things like healthcare, financial companies, basic materials companies. We could go on, but there are about 10 basic sectors. And you want to make sure that when you're owning stocks that you have a mix of these sectors. One of the philosophies that we like to exercise with our clients or explain to them and put it in practice is we'll buy a position in the Standard & Poor's 500, for example. That's the broad domestic market. And you own what is known as a benchmark. Well, we may say, okay, that's the core of the investments. Now let's look at a couple of stocks in each of the sectors that comprise the S&P 500. And we'll look for a couple of attractive stocks in each of those sectors. So try to picture this out in the audience. When we were young and the teacher in kindergarten told us to draw a picture of the sun, 99% of us would probably draw a circle and then have a couple of lines illustrating the rays of the sun. Well, if you look at that sector as the core, okay, and then attach a little circle to those lines that are coming out. And now you have what looks like a pretty elementary picture of a satellite. So we call this a core satellite approach. What makes up the satellite is, again, 2 or 3 stocks in each of those sectors. When we do that, we try to put some growth stocks in there and we try to put some dividend stocks in there, some value stocks. So that's just another way to approach investing in the stock market. One thing that you really have to understand, though, is when companies are trying to raise money, they can do so by issuing debt and they can do so by issuing stock. Common shareholders, should something happen to the company, people that own common stock will get paid with what's left over, should a company go belly up, after the senior bondholders are paid and after the preferred stockholders are paid. Common shareholders are next in line, so they're kind of like third on the food chain. And you have to understand that. More of a risk to own common stock. Kevin also mentioned small caps as a sector. There are certain sectors where we strongly believe that because of the expertise needed to analyze these companies and the fact that there are so many small companies, you have to, we feel strongly that tapping into the experts to have them make decisions and put portfolios together is probably advantageous. And I think that's probably for another show, but we'll talk about mutual funds at some point down the line, and we can explain that concept a little bit further. But just remember, stocks are for the long term. Get paid while you're waiting, have diversification, and be patient, because they will turn out to perform for you in the long run. You can look at a chart back in 1929 or 30, someone who invested $10,000, never put another penny back in the market, in the Standard & Poor's 500 in 2007, at the end of the year, if they reinvested those dividends, $10,000 is $77 million over the long term. Not bad.
Wow, as always, so much information.
Well,
We're full of information.
And if you'd like to get some more information or have a conversation with Steve or I, or both of us, give us a call in Pennington, 609-730-4940. We're there to help.
Thank you, Jim, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
The opinions voiced on this program are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial advisor or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
So I'm reading through Cosmopolitan magazine.
You read Cosmopolitan?
I do. It keeps me up on the stuff that some of my lady
You
clientele.
like the lady magazines, don't you?
I like the information
Uh-huh.
that the magazine gives me
I understand.
about the ladies. I get a
Mhm.
better insight. It helps me.
It helps you know how to get in their heads, huh?
No. It helps me understand the ladies a little better than I already do.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've only been doing this since I'm 13 years old, so
I know, yeah. You need more information. I get it. So Cosmo helps.
Life is about information. Power is about information.
Knowledge is power. So yeah, you're doing very well. You are very, very big in the knowledge area.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very cerebral. I'm not just.
You're just not just another pretty face. I know.
or another pound of muscle.
Oh, ooh, ladies, you should have seen the look on his face when he said that. Okay, go on.
Can I finish
yes,
asking
please
my
finish
question?
your thought. I'm sorry I interrupted you as I usually do.
It's quite all right. I'm used to it.
I know. Go on.
So I'm going through Cosmopolitan magazine, as I often do, for the insight that it gives me towards the way a woman thinks. So I come across this Kegel exercise ball.
You want to talk about Kegel exercises?
What the hell is that?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, okay then. You know how they say sometimes after childbirth you're ruined? Well, you wouldn't know this because you've never had a child.
I've never had a child. I've acted like a child many times.
Here's the best way I can explain this. Remember Samantha from Sex and the City? She was always doing her Kegel exercises because she wanted to remain, as one might put it, tight. Well, that's the only way to say it. Like Samantha. Keep it going, ladies, okay? You want to exercise your, let's say this nicely, pelvic muscles.
Stephen, can we talk about this on the radio?
I think we're good.
Okay.
we haven't kicked off yet, so.
Okay.
Listen, pelvic muscles are vital to leading a healthy feminine life.
I don't want to lead a feminine life.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about our lady listeners.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Don't you want them to have a wonderfully healthy feminine life?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. And that's why we're here giving them information.
Now, I go to the gym a lot. Can I use this Kegel exercise ball?
No, you actually can't. But these are for women.
Okay.
These exercise balls, these are Kegel weights. They're spherical shaped weights that naturally position themselves for you, that you have to work with this. This is a very touchy conversation here.
Well, I have exercise balls at home and ones that I use in the gym.
Okay, these provide you with a firm object to flex your muscles around.
Mm-hmm.
They're for women. And some of these also have inner weighted balls that offer resistance to efficiently strengthen and tighten, and they'll offer correct placement. Okay, and
correct placement? Wait
yes,
a minute.
So that your muscles can tighten properly.
Wait a minute. Where do these placement?
Women know.
Oh,
Women know. They also encourage the correct technique of lifting upward so that you get your best results.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. You ask. Did you not ask?
I did ask.
Okay. And there are also different levels of weights. And you can start with one that's going to best suit your current strength. These are for women. Okay. And you asked the question.
Guys, stay away from the Kegel exercise ball. All my friends at the gym.
Listen, ladies, if you'd like some more information, email us, or men, you are definitely listening as well.
Don't email me.
If you'd like more information, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com.
Email Elise. I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about birth and no babies.
Listen, you'll be glad you did. And I will give you any information about this along with websites and all kinds of names of different products for you.
Oh my God,
So-
you are like into this.
I'm not into it. You asked me a question. I just have to have a little knowledge about it. My gosh.
Oh.
Anthony, what do you got for me now?
Tell me what you want to know. I asked you.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I have a good question for you. Why do guys pull away before the relationship even starts? You know, I mean, you can be like dating this guy and you think it's going really well. And then as soon as things start to get serious, all of a sudden his texts start getting, a little slow. He starts not responding to your phone calls. What's up with that?
Yeah. That's known as the slow fade.
The slow fade?
Yeah. But
Really?
it doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship is like done through and over.
What does it mean then? I want to know what this means.
Well, here's why guys pull away, when things start to heat up. And here's a couple of my ideas on what you can do.
Well, that's what I'm actually
if it does.
asking, Anthony.
Okay.
I'm asking what your ideas are.
Okay. Well, he's just not ready for a commitment. When a guy's ready to be a boyfriend, there are a couple of things that happen. He's financially stable, he's over his player years, and he has friends that are in serious relationships.
Okay, but what if he's missing one of these elements?
Not ready for a commitment.
Okay, so what do you do?
Let him go.
That's a bummer.
Yep.
What if you really like this guy? What if you think you have a connection?
Well, hold out for the guy who's really ready. Or when he has these three things fulfilled in his life, then he'll be more ready for
So that's the only time you can have a relationship with somebody, when he's fulfilled with these three things?
Oh, no. There's all kinds of relationships. But if you are looking for a steady,
Okay.
committed relationship, he really has to be financially stable. He's got to be over his player years, and all of his friends have to be in serious
What if he's
relationships.
never over his player years?
Well-
There are some men like that,
And I know.
All right.
Alrighty.
So, okay.
Now-
What's another reason?
Well-
Okay, he's not ready for commitment. What's another reason?
Well, it's too much too fast. And we've all had these. If you two are in a whirlwind relationship, he just doesn't know you that well, and he's backing away because of it.
Oh, see, I think it's important that you build a relationship through trust, love through trust. And, sometimes I guess when a relationship goes too quickly, it doesn't leave you that much time to develop that trust.
That's right. You really don't know each other.
Okay, so what would I do? Do I wait for him to contact me?
Yeah, give him the space and time. If he's into you, he'll hit you up.
Oh, yeah. I think that it's important that he would, have time to miss the relationship, miss the fun,
Absolutely.
miss the connection
Yeah.
if it is there.
Yeah.
So when he does call, though, then what do I do? What would I say? Would I
well-
say that I'm busy?
Yes. Say that you're busy, and
yeah, I guess that I'm spending time with my friends, I guess.
just not with each other.
Oh, see, I don't know. I
Now-
don't know about that.
Chemistry is, in my opinion, one of the most important things in a relationship.
Oh, yeah. Chemistry is very important. You
keeping
have to
that-
have it.
Yeah, keep that chemistry. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. What happens when it fades?
Well, I know it's annoying, when you realize that things are kind of fizzling out. But even if your instinct is to overcompensate, let's say with hot lingerie, public displays of affection, sex in public areas.
Oh,
try-
sex in public air. You're always talking about that. You must like that.
I don't know. It just sounds hot to me.
Ew,
But
okay.
I do have to tell you, trying to solve things with sex is not
It's not going to be sustainable. I agree with you.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. That's what you were saying. I took that word out of your mouth.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So you know what I'm thinking? I think that it's very important if the chemistry is fading and if you feel that this is happening, I think it's important to just be honest. I think you should tell him, that you're still into him and that you're feeling this shift. And, if he wants to work things out and try to relight this fire, then that's awesome. But if he doesn't, hey, you did your best. And I think you should try and move forward.
Move on.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us now, we are Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. And guess what, Anthony?
Tell me.
I know that we got an email.
I love emails.
Yeah. How about I read this email and you give your input on it?
Oh, I will give you my.
I'm sure
every
you
thought.
will. Everybody, this email is from Marnie. Okay, and this is what Marnie writes. My boyfriend broke up with me after years of a committed relationship. But he still texts me and calls me every day to say things like, I miss you. I'm going to regret ending us. I just don't understand this. So, Marnie, Anthony and I both think amazing things. And right now, Anthony is going to actually tell you his whole thought on this.
Of course I'm going to. Yep. He's using you as an emotional booty call. It's his ego that's talking. I know because I used to do this all the time. What he wants to make sure that you're still into him and that you love him. Yeah, he's actually being very, very selfish. He wants it to be difficult for you to date other guys. But he will stop when he finds someone. But in the meantime, you need to let him go. End this in your head so that you can move on with your life.
Very good. Very good advice.
Of course it's good advice.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. And I'm really proud of you. That was awesome.
I got a tidbit for you.
Oh, I love tidbits. Tell me. Tell me.
Do you know how to unstick a bumper sticker?
Really? We're going for right to the bumper sticker, huh?
Right from.
No, I have to be honest. I don't have bumper stickers on my car, so tell me, how do you do
I
that?
don't put any on my Maserati either.
I would hope not. That would look really ugly on that car. Tell me.
Well, if you're regretting that Vote Nader decal for an
Stephen liked that.
So for an easier peel, turn a hairdryer on high and pass it over a couple of inches over the sticker for a minute. And what it does, it softens the glue. And use a credit card to pry off a corner and peel off the rest.
So I'm curious about something, though, Anthony. Your car is outside, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and your bumper sticker is on the car, and you want to peel it.
There is no bumper sticker on my Maserati.
I know there's not a bumper sticker on your car. I'm just saying we're talking about unsticking a bumper sticker for people. So if the car's outside, you want to use a blow dryer. So you really, the cord has to be really long. You're going to have to use a whole, a whole big thing here.
You do it in your garage. You do it on...
What if you don't have a garage?
Then you do it on the side of your house and you have a long extension cord.
Okay. All right. So you have to make sure, people, you have a long extension cord for those of you that don't have a garage. Okay?
I have to tell you, I did this on my motorcycle.
You had bumper stickers on your motorcycle?
No, there were stickers on my motorcycle. I bought a motorcycle that
had stickers already?
It had stickers on it. And, anything other than a Harley is not cool.
As far as stickers go?
As far as motorcycles go.
Oh, okay.
A Harley, Harley is the way to go.
Cool, yeah.
If you're cool, unless you're burning a rice rocket.
A rice rocket.
A rice rocket. Yeah, that's those cafe style bikes.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm shopping for a bike, and I see this bike, and I'm going, wow, Harley Heritage Softail. That's my bike. I'm into classic styling. So as I got closer to it, I realized that it wasn't a Harley. But the
what
bike
was it?
Well, I'm not going to say.
Oh, because it just wasn't cool.
It wasn't cool enough.
Okay.
But so I bought the bike anyway because it was just so cool looking, and I brought it home. And I do have a garage, and I have electricity in my garage.
Lucky you.
So I brought out my
Your hair dryer?
My Conair Blackbird hair dryer, the best hair dryer, developed in 1972.
Okay.
I'm giving Conair a great plug here.
Yes, you are.
That is the blow dryer to have. Inexpensive and lasts forever. Anyway, I took my Blackbird hair dryer and I went over all of the stickers that didn't have anything to do with what it looked like. And sure enough,
How many stickers were on this thing?
there was, I don't know, 2 or 3.
Okay.
Just 2 or 3 stickers. And they came off. And nowhere on my bike does it say what it is. And people constantly ask me
If it's a Harley?
if it's a Harley, what kind of bike is it? And I just tell them
It's just a really cool bike driven by the Anthony Vincent. Actually, driven by Anthony freaking Vincent.
that's the guy.
Okay, and that's what you say, right? Oh, but that's perfect. Well, that was a good tidbit. Thank you so much. What else you got for me?
Well, most of the show, we've been talking about sex.
That's what we do a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just comes up that way.
It's always on your mind.
Not mine.
You're a
It's
guy.
the listeners out well, that is true.
Yeah, sorry guys, but it's the truth. You guys do think about it a lot.
We think about it, I think, 10 times more than women do.
It depends on the woman, but go on.
Well, since we're talking about sex, there are tons of reasons to have sex with your partner.
Really? Tell me a couple of those reasons.
Well, you're turned on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try a new position.
Okay.
And by the way, that keeps the interest and the spark going in relationships. Is to try different things. And I know it's hard when there's a lot of kids around. But anyway, you both have to be home on the same night and the same day. So
Well, that's a good reason to have sex.
It's great to be having sex, but it should be with each other.
Yeah, when you're both home on the same day. Yeah. But there's actually a reason that you shouldn't have sex. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm a guy. There is no reason not to have sex.
Okay, well, yes, there is. There's a reason, and that's to avoid disappointing your partner instead of promoting intimacy. See, you won't be satisfied, and neither will your partner. Because what?
You mean that if you're not interested in having sex, you shouldn't do it?
You shouldn't do it, yes. We all have energy, and when we have sex to avoid conflict or argument, there's less desire and there's less satisfaction. You feel each other's energy, especially when you're that intimate.
I was listening to some sex counselors. They have these things on TV, and this story came into my. A sex counselor had made a suggestion for this couple that when she was in the mood, because the guy's always in the mood more than the girl, that they should have a little card with a green card, meaning the green light, and then a red.
So there's red light, green light, people.
Yeah, red light, green light.
Okay.
And
this was your sex counselor?
No, I don't have a sex counselor.
I'm sorry. We all heard you say
what?
you were listening to a sex counselor.
They're two sisters that are sex counselors. I forget their names.
So they're sex counselors with each other, and they're just...
Right, they're two sisters, and
you're
that's
listening
what
to
they
the
do.
two sisters now.
I'm listening to the sisters, and they're interviewing this guy.
Okay.
And they suggest the red light, green light method.
Okay.
And the guy was so frustrated. It was just so funny. And he says, yeah, I tried that, but the light's always red. What do you do in a situation like that?
Okay, you see, ladies, you see how I was having a serious conversation?
No, this is very serious.
And
this is hurting the bond.
The man brings up red light, green light, and starts laughing. You see what happens?
Well, if the light is always red.
You see?
And
can
what you
hurt
said
the bond,
earlier
yes.
is it's not good for the girl to fake it.
I didn't say that, but no, you're right.
Faking
it's
is
not
good
for anybody to fake anything.
That's right.
Yes, you
Besides, I can always tell if somebody's faking.
Can you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they never do.
Okay. They? Really? You're getting yourself in deep here.
I'm talking vernacularly.
Oh my gosh. If you're just joining us now, people, we are Trend Radio. We talk about what's hot and what's not, and we're talking about sex right now.
And sex is always a hot subject.
It depends on how you're talking about it. Right now, I'm not feeling so hot. So here's the thing. Does that mean don't have avoidance sex? Okay? I'm going to answer this No, it doesn't, because sex for any reason at all, boosts you and your relationship, at least temporarily. But here's the thing.
It intertwines your spirits.
It does. And then
Yes,
you can mingle and nurture each other. But if you're having avoidance sex frequently, you really do need to sit down and figure out why. So that would be the time that you'd want to see Anthony's sex therapist.
Well, I got to tell you something.
Your two sisters, you know.
Yeah, the two sisters.
Red light, green light.
Do you know that having sex every day is very, very healthy?
I do know this.
Yeah, it is very healthy. What it does is it actually boosts your sperm count.
It boosts your serotonin also. It-
And the dopamine.
Yes, your brain is very unfoggy after that.
Well, guys' brains are mostly foggy before sex anyway.
I know a lot of men who are foggy all the time, so it doesn't really matter whether they have sex or not. They're just foggy. They have brain fog.
Do you remember that Jerry Seinfeld show where George decides not to have sex and he becomes brilliant?
Actually, I don't remember that one, but it definitely sounds like a Seinfeld episode. Yeah.
And Elaine decides not to have sex and she becomes more dumb.
Oh, that's telling.
Well, that's just those two. But what happened was
Jerry Seinfeld, definitely a genius.
Yeah.
Very funny. Yeah. We're giving all kinds of plugs today, huh?
Yeah, we shouldn't be giving these plugs.
Sure we should. There's nothing wrong with giving a shout out to people that we love. Speaking of shout outs.
Speaking of shouting out, we want a big old shout out to our buddy, Kevin Engel.
Oh, we love Kevin.
He listens to our show every Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
Yes.
on 920.
Tune in to us. And Kevin, if you're listening, remember, I'm your British one. I'm your British friend. Remember. You know what I'm talking about.
And I love your chocolate devil's food cake with the
Or
vanilla
anything
icing.
that you bake. Anything that you bake, because you're amazing.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks so much for always listening and being such a fan.
Getting back to women in business. Do you know?
Is that what we're talking about now?
Well,
okay.
so you want to talk about more sex stuff?
No, I didn't say that. That's where we left off. So it kind of confused me for a moment. I'm a little foggy. Sorry. Let's go.
Well,
we're talking about women in business.
And 61% of all U.S. hair salon businesses are owned by women.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
But only 30% of businesses in the overall private sector are female owned.
That's okay. Okay, then. All right. Well, that was a good tidbit. What else you got for me there, you? You got anything?
Yeah. How to talk to a 5-year-old.
Oh, I used to do that. Thank God I don't have to do that anymore.
Sometimes you talk to me like a 5-year-old.
I'm sorry. Sometimes you act like a 5-year-old.
So you are so bossy.
I am not being bossy right
You
now.
are too.
I was just being truthful.
R2.
Well, you see, now that's you acting like a 5-year-old.
Ugh, stop it.
Oh, stop it.
So if you ever want to have a man-to-man with a kindergartner, it's like talking the stock market with a puppy.
Oh, boy. That's cute.
But unlike puppies, kids will open up if you let them. They just need to see a genuine interest that you take in them.
Oh, well, I definitely, when I speak with anybody, I have a genuine interest in anybody.
Everybody loves you.
Oh,
The
well,
kids,
thank you.
The old people, the young people, the men, the women,
Oh, well, thank you. Everybody loves you too.
the gender indifferent.
Gender and oh my gosh.
Getting back to kids. Start by giving the child's dad a hug or a high five. Now, this is proof that you're friendly. And then you want to crouch down so you don't seem so intimidating. And then you ask the kid about his red shoes or his Batman shirt. I always ask kids about their red shoes, even if they're brown.
I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I'm going to crouch down and you get down to that little level. Are you kidding me? This is hysterical.
Now, what if this little boy doesn't want to talk about himself?
What if this little boy doesn't want to talk to you?
Well, It's usually the girls that don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. The little boys love you. They
Yeah.
think you're like Superman.
The little girls do too.
They actually do. They think you're like Prince
when
Charming.
they're like 22 is when.
Well, yeah, the 22-year-olds have a little issue with you. They do think you're a little. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding with you, Mr. Anthony Vincent. You are fabulous.
It's like that daddy thing. They talk to me like I'm their daddy.
Oh,
Do I?
I'm sure that doesn't upset you at all.
No. No, it doesn't.
I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure you're loving that big daddy thing.
Yeah, right. That is my nickname, Big Daddy.
Oh, is it really?
That's what it says on my computer. It says Big Daddy rules.
Oh, yeah, it actually does. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true, ladies. It does say it.
But
It says
getting
it.
back to talking to children, talk to him about other stuff. Focus on some nearby stuff. Can he see that monster in the cloud? Has he ever climbed the tree? And if you've got the time, enlist his help with a task. Like,
Oh, like when they come into the salon and they help us sweep up.
they love that.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. Or they love to actually clean the mirrors.
Yeah, they do.
They smudge them, but they're so cute doing it. It's so adorable to watch.
We have them sweep the floors.
Mhm.
This is something that's very, very important to me. That I have kids that are now in their 20s that I gave them their first haircut. And what I always
And
try
sometimes their first job. So, yeah.
yeah, their first haircut, their first job.
Mhm.
Would do their hair for their prom.
And then you actually do their hair for their wedding.
Yeah.
And their makeup for their wedding. I love when that happens.
Yeah. They kind of like grow up before us, and I can't believe that we've been blessed to be in business that long.
It's amazing. It is. We are very blessed.
Yeah.
But a lovely thing about this is that you start off now talking nicely, of course, to these children, which we would do anyway.
I always do that. I want
And
these kids when they come in, I
to
want
feel
it to
comfortable.
feel comfortable and
form
it
a
to be
rapport.
an experience so that they want to come back.
Oh, yes. And they always want to come back.
And I remember when I was a child, wasn't all that long ago. There were people who were so nice to me, and here I am at almost 40 years old. I remember. Would you stop that? It's
Oh,
the
you
truth.
stop that.
It's the truth. I remember these people that just were so nice to me, and and I still think warmly about them. And I also remember people who weren't so nice to me, and I still, and this is a shame, I still don't like them because of the impression they made on me when I was a child.
That happens. You don't, that doesn't leave you. Your memory is there. And how you feel and how you're treated really, really stays with you.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's a shame. But it started off with a good one. It was good.
Well, we have 1 minute left.
We do. So do you have anything really fast to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about the no sweatsuit.
Okay. Talk about the no sweatsuit.
The no sweatsuit, you want to stay cool. You want to wear breathable materials. And I'm talking about the business suit. Now, here's what you want to look for. You want to look for a not full lining. A satin lining inside most suit jackets acts like insulation.
Satin's hot.
Yes, it is. And so you want to find an unlined jacket which allows body heat to escape through the shelled fabric. And you want to find working buttons. Most sleeve buttons are just decorative. Look for ones that actually function so you can pop them open and roll up your sleeves. Anyway, you have been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the trend with us every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and listen to us anytime, any place, any day. Download the TuneIn Radio app to your smartphone or your tablet, then make the 920 The Voice your favorite.
If you have a topic of interest that you want us to talk about or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now, trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.